Hi, it's Scott Hamilton, Rockfile, back with another podcast review for you. This time we'll be talking about the 2011 Blu-ray release, Bad Company, live at Wembley. Why am I reviewing an old concert? Well, you know, with the COVID stuff going on, I'm pulling some stuff out of the collection going, I think I watched this. I think I like this. Let me go check this out again. In radio, I get a lot of free copies of things. And I remember we gave these away back in the day on my radio station. I'm doing the review because I looked it up on Blu-ray.com to look up the specs and things because I thought it was a really good show. I guess it's out of print because it's going for about $80 to $100 now on different services. So I don't know if you can get a copy of this. I have the feeling it would probably be re-released at some point. I don't think Eagle Rock, unless they lose the rights to something, ever just totally never releases something again in another format. And they've finally gotten into 4K. Maybe this would be something. I don't know how it was filmed. It was filmed back in 2010 at a show that Bad Company did at Wembley Stadium, Wembley Arena. So I pulled this out and put it on, and the first thing I noticed was it looks and sounds great. I mean, wow. For a Blu-ray that is 9 years old, it really looks sharp. Blown up on an 85-inch 4K HDR television. The colors are almost HDR-ish. There was very little noise, very little grain. I mean, most of the shots looked spectacular. And not quite 4K crispy. I'm playing this on a 4K player that is automatically up-converting it to 4K from its 1080i source. I believe it is. Most of the Blu-rays you get from Eagle Vision are 1080i. You can get in the tech specs if you're a nerd and find out why they do that. It's just, I guess, easier. So for those that don't know, I've been in radio all my life, over 35 years, and a lot of years, most of my life, I've had a rock station under me. I've been a music director or a program director for a rock station. Whether it was a college rock station or a classic rock station or a current rock station, I've always had, almost always, at every market I've worked in, a rock station under me. And so not just that I grew up with rock and love rock. You know, I'm a child of the 70s and 80s. I love all the big bands that came out during that time. If you follow me personally, you see me post a lot about progressive rock and stuff in the 21st century, but we are in 2020, and stuff that happened in the 70s and 80s was a long freaking time ago. And although I am nostalgic about that stuff, like a lot of people are, I still live very much in modern times with my music and movie repertoire, so to speak. But I, as you can tell, pull out the classics every once in a while. So as a longtime programmer of rock stations, I am incredibly familiar with Bad Company. And yes, I'm a fan. I think Paul Rodgers is one of the greatest vocalists that have ever been in rock music. Zeppelin thought the same thing, originally put this band on Swan Song, the Zeppelin's record label. So I mean, Bad Company was always a classic band that I could like. The music is not overly complicated, but it's good, just rock music. And you've got very talented players. Everybody in the band is a good player. So I always appreciated Bad Company. So I start the concert, and I look on the back, and I look at the song list, and track 2 just stands out to me. I know every song on the list. I play on most of my rock stations every song on this list. Okay, maybe Youngblood, Seagull, and Gone, Gone, Gone. Those were depth cuts and things. But for the most part, even Run with the Pack and some of this other stuff were all being played on the radio regularly through most of my career. But Honey Child, I don't know that song. I mean, I looked it up. I know, I own the album, but maybe that was a hit in the UK because I have never seen that on a rock station's playlist. I've never seen it in the library. Nobody that I'm aware of even played that as a depth cut. Even they did Simple Man, Electric Land. These are not Deal with the Preacher. These are not, huge Bad Company songs. But of course, the rest of the set is Bad Company, Ready for Love, Moving On, Straight, Shooting Star, Rock and Roll Fantasy, Feel Like Making Love. They open with Can't Get Enough. Burning Sky is even in there. I mean, it's a great set list of Bad Company classics, performed very, very well. Honey Child just kind of sticks out there. That wasn't, and when they did it fits. It's a good song. I would have left that out, and I don't know what else I would have put in there, but it would have been interesting to see them do maybe a free song. I know that just because Paul Rodgers, they could have done that as an encore or something. But anyway, if you're a Bad Company fan and this is not in your library, it should be. It's a great... I have said this before in other podcasts. I don't always want to see my older favorite rock stars today perform, especially with high definition and high definition sound, because as you get older, things change. Believe me, the timbre of your voice changes, the ability to hit higher or lower notes. Things change in the human body that even if you exercise and you eat right and you do everything right, sometimes you have no control over it. And some of my favorite artists have retired because they have realized that, they're not leaving the best impression. Maybe stick with the older stuff, especially if they've had a career that's been well documented. Well, Bad Company doesn't have a career that was well documented. And for a short period of time there, they changed lead singers and things like that. But if you want a great document of a great band who are a little older now, but still sound and play great, I can highly recommend Bad Company live at Wembley, because I wasn't disappointed. I was very impressed. Everybody looks great. Everybody plays great. Everybody sounds great. The live versions are very, very close to the album versions. And believe me, years in rock radio, you learn this music by osmosis from just being in the studio for 4 and 5 hours a day and hearing these songs over and over and over, day after day. You learn every little guitar solo and lick. You learn every lyric. It just happens when you listen to the music for years and years and years, like it does with you. But with you, it's the favorites. With us, it's whatever we were stuck in that room listening to for 4 to 5 hours a day. So, or even 6 when I was doing overnights. So again, I'm very familiar with Bad Company's library of music and how the music sounds. And I don't pull, I do own most of the remasters. I don't pull them out very often, but I do like them. And when the time is right, they're good driving music, they're good party music, whatever. But this, not watching it in years, pulling it out and going, wow, these guys sound great. I mean, I'm glad they did one more big... It's filmed like a big show. It is a big show. The crowd is into it. They've got great effects and some videos and all that kind of stuff. It's a very modern show in that respect. But they use some clamp down cameras, and they don't switch back and forth like the director has ADHD. And so you can really enjoy some of the guitar solos. I mean, they're doing guitar leads, dual guitar leads in the first song. If you're a Bad Company fan, you should try and find this and try and find it for a reasonable price. Like I said, Amazon sellers are currently going for about $80 to $99. I haven't checked out eBay, but if you can find a copy of this somewhere, and I'm going to go through my storage and see if I have any extras left over, and I'll sell them for a normal retail price, because people should have this and own this, and it's a really great show. So Bad Company live at Wembley. If you can find a copy of it and you're a fan of the band, get it. It's really, really, really good. Somewhere between a 4.5 and a 5 out of 5. It really is a great testament to a great band. And you just don't have, Rolling Stones have a whole bunch of videos out there. The Doors have a whole bunch of videos out there. The AC/DC has there are a lot of classic bands that have a lot of videos to choose from. Queen, you name it. Rush. But Bad Company don't have a lot of videos to choose from. This is a really great one. Live at Wembley. Pick it up. I'm Scott Hamilton. You can find all my links to all my things at therockfile.com. Thank you for checking out this podcast. Please subscribe, share, check out the Patreon page if you're so inclined. And thank you very much for listening.